Hey everybody. On today's episode, we're going to be doing root vegetables, like turnips, carrots, parsnips, that sort of thing. Now, these vegetables have been with us for millennia, throughout recorded history. And in this part of the world, it's wintertime, so we're going to have to get used to these sort of things. They're important. They're a good source of carbohydrates, at least the root part of it. But the greens are also edible, and also if you're on a dairy restricted diet and you need calcium, chop off these parts, blanch them, chop them up, cook them up, maybe with a bit of cornmeal or potatoes. Very filling, very good for you. So on today's episode, I'm going to be doing a French recipe, sort of a country styled one with a carrot, and the first one, an old Roman recipe using turnips. Let's go. The first recipe is a Roman style turnip. Now here I have some purple Prince turnips that I took from my garden. I washed them and I trimmed them. And we get a pot of boiling water on the go with some salt in it. Peel your turnips and you put them straight in, just like this. Next, we're going to have some white wine, some cumin, and some wine vinegar ready, and this will form the basis of a sauce that'll get absorbed into the turnip. We heat some olive oil on low temperature, we add our liquid ingredients, and then we add our cumin. Now turnips are a great source of both soluble and insoluble fiber. They help lower your blood sugar levels, and they're good for your cholesterol. It's an excellent alternative to potatoes, and it tastes great. Anyhow, we're going to add our cumin in here, and then once our tenderized turnips are all cooked out, we put them in this sauce, and then they'll absorb it. They'll be done once they give off a bit of the oil. This is a 2,000-year-old recipe. You can serve it hot or cold, and it's excellent. Very tasty. Ancient peoples figured out food a long time before we ever stepped foot on this planet. And they knew a few things about flavor too. But you can take a modern flair, like this for example. A different variety of turnip, but put in a different form, cook the same method. Make the old modern. Try it out. You might be surprised. Our next root vegetable dish is a carrot souffle. Now this is a country version. We're going to take some carrots, 3 in this case. We're going to boil them up until tender, and then we're going to mash them. Next, we're going to need to put our souffle in something, and in this case, we're going to get some ramekins. We're going to butter the inside so the souffle batter won't stick. We're going to get 3 eggs, which we'll separate, a quarter cup of flour, and a quarter cup of butter. Now, we're going to form a roux with the flour in the butter. We're going to have a pan on low temperature. We're going to put the butter until it foams, add our flour, and whisk it around like this. You're going to slowly cook out that flour flavor. Next, we're going to add some hot milk to it, about a cup. Make sure you get it into your pan. I missed a little bit, but that's okay. Anyways, we whisk that up. Once it thickens, we add our mashed carrots. Now this forms the base of our souffle. Now, the essential part of a souffle is that it has to be light in the mouth, and the word souffle means to blow or to breathe, so it has to be very light in texture. Now at present, we mix around all our ingredients to make sure they're well incorporated. Then we add our 3 egg yolks, one at a time, and just mix it in that batter. This enriches it, gives it a little extra protein, and it spreads it all around. Once that's done, we're going to have to lighten it. So we take our 3 egg whites, we whip them up to almost a stiff peak, and this will allow us to lighten our batter. Basically, we'll take half of our whipped egg whites and then slowly incorporate them into our batter. Now, we do it in halves because we want to loosen up the thick batter with the egg whites, and then the second half of the egg whites will give it enough protein, lightness, and air to make it really nice in the mouth. So remember, half to loose and half to rise. Put them in a buttered ramekins like this, Put them in a 350-degree oven, and they should come out like this. Now don't be worried if it doesn't rise the same as a fruit souffle. Vegetable souffles tend to be a little more dense, and that's okay. Also, this is a country version, so the carrots aren't super fine. Anyhow, serve it hot like this. It's a really, really good light supper. And sometimes you can add a sauce to it as well, like lemon butter here. Either way, a good souffle, a vegetable soup, you have yourself a really good dinner. Hope you enjoyed it, people. Share, like, subscribe. Be happy, be safe, and enjoy your roots. Cheers.